if there is anything that aggravates Israelis, it is the high cost of living in Israel, and grocery prices are seen as one of the greatest concerns. Now, the last decade has seen major protests sparked by accusations of price gouging on mundane products like cottage cheese and pudding. And now, sky-high prices are not the only source of worry. The Israeli Competition Authority has raided the offices of the country's largest supermarket chains and major food and beverage manufacturers on suspicion of price fixing. And this comes just days after it was discovered that Shufersal, one of those supermarkets, has been offering cheaper products to ultra-Orthodox consumers. Now, the national budget approved by the government last week has included a wide-ranging list of reforms that promise to bring down the cost of living, but will they actually work? And will Israel's food businesses be forced to be on board? Joining us now is the chair of the Finance Committee and Israeli Parliament member, Alex Kushnir. So who is responsible for the price of food groceries getting so high in Israel, along with the cost of living overall?
Well, I think that this is a result of a responsible policy of the previous governments, because we met a very concentrated economy with very few players in each and every sector of the market. And of course, when you're talking about the grocery market, if you enter to the supermarket in Israel and you start turning back the products, you can see that everything is concentrated in the hands of 5 or 6 producers or importers.
Right.
So this is our goal in this budget and in this reform. We're making a real revolution in the import policy of Israel, and we hope that in a couple of months we will see a result and we will see the prices going down for all or almost all basic products.
So how can the government ensure that price collusion is not happening in supermarkets, especially given the clear monopoly that you just outlined right now for us in the grocery industry?
The import policy in Israel was very, very strict and very, very strange. There was a standard for each and every product, even if it's sold in European countries or Western countries. So we are changing the opposite to the formula. Now, the Israeli importers could bring the products to Israel and only put a declaration about the standardization, and then it could be sold in the markets already. So this will increase the competition, and we expect that the prices will go down. Also, we made a reform in the bureaucracy in each and every policy that's related to sales in Israel. And also we are bringing a very big and important reform in the agriculture sector, because there is no reason that the prices for fruits and vegetables will be higher in Scandinavian countries than in Israel.
Today we're seeing Israelis looking at extremely high housing prices, gas prices, grocery prices like we just discussed, and salaries that just don't match that. So, when we talk about reform that's going to be put in place to bring down grocery costs, what about the cost of living overall?
If the competition will grow and if the bureaucracy will go down and new players will enter the Israeli market, we will see the prices are going down. And if you're talking about the real estate prices, also I can tell you that for many years, the previous governments were trying to deal with the demand. And this government is trying to deal with the supply, which is the most important thing. So if you read the national program, the governmental program, which was announced by 3 ministers, Minister of Finance, Minister of Construction, and Minister of Interior Affairs, you can see that they're trying to deal with the supply. They're trying to increase the number of construction in this year and also in next year. So I hope that we will see the prices going down, maybe not next year, but the year after. And also, we hope that we will stop the increase of the prices.
All right. Well, obviously, we are hearing a lot of experts saying that this plan isn't necessarily going to be as successful as hoped in making that happen, because we're really seeing a spiraling housing crisis. But we are going to discuss that with you further in next week's show. I'd like to thank you so much for joining us, Knesset member Alex Kushnir.
Thank you very much.